Well, we're headed back home from our weekend at the Byzantine Youth Rally and some activities after that. Priests, youth ministers in the church, and parents have a parallel experience with youth. We all are concerned about them. We work with them. We face the same challenges together. A lot of people don't realize that priests are very involved in the lives of teenagers, just as their parents are or should be. And it is, as I mentioned, the most gratifying sometimes and the most challenging of all the ministries. And also I mentioned, and it's very important to note this, it almost seems as though God favored that age group through salvation history. It's a very special age group for God. He works with them a lot in salvation history. But the burnout rate for youth ministers in the church is very high. Yes, they don't last that long. Again, it's a very challenging ministry. So it's helpful to understand more and more teenagers, adolescents. One of the things to understand about them is this. Adolescents have a very keen sense of authenticity, of wanting to see what is authentic. They hate hypocrisy, and they have a real keen kind of smell for that. And that's why you have what's the so-called teenage rebellion. You see, parents, you have to understand something, that when your teenager seems to be rebelling, it's really a challenge. That teenager is challenging authority, not because it wants to knock it down. And it seems like that child does want to do that. It wants to resist all authority. It's doing it because that child actually needs that authority, wants that authority. They don't realize that, but that's what's happening in their psyche at that age. So they want that authority to stand strong. They want it to be authentic, so they have to test it. They have to give it their best shot. And if it stands up, if it remains firm, parents, priests, youth ministers remain consistent and firm in the right principles that you're trying to teach these children and help form them in, they'll respect that. But if you cave, if you become too much like them, if you compromise, they'll pour it out even more, because they will, in a sense, hate you for it, because they wanted you to stand strong. They wanted you to stand up against their best shot, because they're looking for authenticity, for what is real. And they don't know what is real unless they test it, test the limits of it. Again, they don't know this is what's going on in their mind, but that's what's happening in adolescence. Okay, that's one lesson to learn about adolescents and working with them. We'll have more about that next time.